who plays Doctor Who. I'm Doctor Who! Where are you going? Oh, and you're with us. Although I'm kind of, I've got a soft spot for Peter Capaldi because we come from the same country, you know, and I understand every fucking word he says. I know it's Billy Connolly, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, I always thought Billy Connolly would make a great Doctor Who.
He would?
Yeah. He'd come out of the top and say, oh, look, I love it. Look at that planet. I fucking love it. But yes, David Tennant, he's another Scot, quite like him. But Patrick Troughton was my favourite, he was the first one I saw. Who was your favourite? Who was your favourite?
The one with stickers in the air?
Yeah.
It's definitely you. You're a legend.
Hypocrite. No, but seriously, who was the first one you saw? Do you think? You'd never seen it? You'd never seen Doctor Who?
It was you.
It was it?
I think so.
Oh wow, you're still talking to him. That's brilliant.
I'm a child of the 80s, yeah.
Alright,
When the sets used to fall down and shit.
Yes, exactly. We used
They still do, but they edit it better now.
Yeah, we used to lean against it. And if you walked away, the planet would collapse.
Whole world would collapse.
Indeed. Now, anyone, question for Samuel, coming through, you've got your king to be comfortable.
Hello.
Hello.
My question is actually for Samuel.
Rob.
What was your reaction when you knew that your character was going to be killed, or did you know all along?
I didn't know anything. It was all a secret. From when I auditioned, they told me that I'll be in one episode and possibly come back to do another one. So they just kind of kept me on the drip, and I didn't know when it was going to end. And then when I found out, how did I react? And it's the best way I've ever been sacked in my life. That's getting sacked with style. And then they brought me back, and I thought I was going to hang in there, and they killed me again, and they sacked me again and stuff. And then they brought me back from the dream, and by the third time I was kind of over it. I was insulted. My reaction was to spit.
Sit. More questions? Anyone up here want to ask? Coming through. Mine, see? Yes, now that's respect. Standing. Hello. Matt Smith.
I got a question to both of you. Tell us your most iconic Doctor Who moment.
Meeting you. Yes, my most iconic moment. We're getting blown up a lot. I used to enjoy getting blown up. We were doing this story, the Remembrance of the Daleks, and I was working with one of these things up here. Anyway, and the story we were doing was about race in the 80s. It was kind of a little story about differences between people. And the Daleks had different colours, and they were battling each other as well. And they were doing this battle under Waterloo Station, which is in the Arches. And the pyrotechnic boys of the BBC had made such a huge explosion, and all this smoke came out, and all the car alarms went off, and windows were broken. It was the 60th anniversary of the Easter Rebellion in Ireland. The IRA were active in London at the time, and so they were expecting trouble. So it was on the radio, Capital Radio, the IRA had blown up Waterloo Station. And ambulances arrived, fire engines arrived, police arrived, noise everywhere. I was standing, watching, and an ambulance came down first, followed by a fire engine, and suddenly the ambulance driver screeched to a halt, and his chin dropped to his chest, because out of the corner came 3 Daleks through the smoke. And but if you listen very carefully, the Daleks had Irish accent. Exterminate fire. Exterminate.
How am I going to follow that?
Thank you. Sylvester. Sorry.
Well, again, going back to the keeping everything secret, I got a call from a producer one day saying, would you be available next week? Because maybe we're kind of thinking of maybe we might put you in some prosthetics. Maybe, but maybe not. I mean, it was all written months before. And I said, yeah, I'm available. And I went down to this spot called Millennium in just outside of London. And they put a cast on my face and cast me up, and I was still unsure what it was all about. And then they took me upstairs for a costume fitting, and it was to get into a Cyberman costume. And that for me, when I realized, oh my God, they're going to turn me into a fucking Cyberman. So I knew I was going to get sacked. But that was my dad's favorite bad guy growing up. My dad's a massive, shameless sci-fi guy. And that was his favourite bad guy, and that was an absolute pleasure to know I was going to become a Cyberman. Because Danny was a little bit normal and human, but getting to do the Cyberman, they kind of immortalised me in the Doctor Who world. The first Cyberman that took the mask off.
Oh really? Oh, yeah. That is a big moment.
So I might get a statue down at the old museum.
Yes, you might. Yeah.
I might do it.
It's standing next to me. I'll be going. My companion, Sophie Aldred, the actress who played Ace, she loved the Cybermen because she was of an age, and they were all tall, dark, and handsome. And I mean, Cybermen are our thing. So the next time you're on the stage, and if you're on with Sophie, make sure you tell her that story. Otherwise, you might not get off alive.
It was easier to get a Cyberman upstairs to bed than it was a dog.
It is, yes. Indeed it is. Hands up, right?
Also a question for both of you. I was wondering which alien race you would be most afraid of if you actually met it.
Which alien race, apart from the human race?
I was going to say, pretty scared of this one.
Yeah.
Ooh. Does it have to be Doctor Who?
No, I know. The alien. That's the scariest one of them all, really.
Yeah, I was going to say the alien from Alien.
And I say I concur. The alien. My stomach feels bad.
I would love to meet a Vulcan.
A Vulcan?
That's what I would love to know. I would love to meet a Vulcan.
Yes.
Logic.
Logic? Or they're logical?
Yeah, only logic.
Oh right, well, I hate them. I'm totally illogical. I don't know who I'd like to be. Anyway, yes, alien. That's my answer to that one. Oh, sorry. Hang on a minute. Stay. Keep that hand down. Where are you? Way over there. I'm coming over. It's fine.
If you have the chance to travel with the TARDIS, where and in which time would you travel?
All right. Yeah. Coming through. I just know.
I've had this one a few times. What's your era? Sylvester, where are you going?
All right. Have you got an answer to this one?
I've answered this one, but I want to hear your one first.
Where would I go? I'd quite like to go back to a couple of millennium to Jerusalem and find out the truth.
Was he really hung like this?
Or was he really hung like... Oh, that's not over.
I'm a massive jazz fan, so I would go back to the 1940s and check out Charlie Parker live.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Yeah. Up Birdland, that's where I want to go.
Yeah.
And maybe pop down just to see how they did or who did the pyramids. It'd be nice to find out. Who made those things?
Oh yeah. What about what do you call it? How they put up the Stonehenge. It'd be nice to know how they put it up.
Or the London Eye.
The London Eye? Aye. Right. No, you were next, weren't you? This lady. Sorry. She's...
Who's your favorite companion?
Who's your favorite companion?
Me!
And my favorite companion, for the companion that is not really my companion, would be Sam.
I was more of a companion's companion.
Yes. No, if you're asking me who the ones I work with, I can't tell you, because they're both great friends of mine, and I wouldn't want to hurt them by saying I prefer one over the other. So I love them both. So that's mine. Sophie, Ace, Mel, Ollie.
How did you feel when you found out you are a doctor?
How did I feel when
you found out you are a doctor?
Well, scared actually. Yes, I remember when they said, eventually when I got it, they said, it's funny isn't it, you go for a job and you think, oh, I want this, and then when they offer it to you, you go, oh God.
Now what? Yeah.
Now what? And so I went away for a week to work out whether I wanted to do it, and then I did. I was completely ignorant really, I hadn't seen Doctor Who for years, because I was always working in the theatre, so I didn't really know what it was about. And so in a sense that ignorance was great, because I would have been more frightened of it if I would have known, the recent history of it. So I just went in, learned the lines and tried not to bump into the monsters, and failed miserably because I kept bumping into the monsters.
The same vibe with me, I didn't really know it was such a big deal.
Yeah.
I think it was big, but I didn't know it was this big.
I know.
I was quite calm in the audition. I just treated it like, and again, them being secretive and telling me there'd be one episode maybe recurring. I was quite calm. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yes, I know.
I would have.
Yeah. Been terrified. Well, I got the job in the Monthly, and I didn't know what a convention was because there weren't many of them, or any, as far as I know, in England then, Scotland or Ireland or Wales, or the Isle of Man, or Jersey.
I'm white.
I got that one. They'll not forgive me. Anyway, I got this job, and I got it on the Monday, and they flew me to Atlanta, Georgia. On the Thursday, I hadn't even done it. And it was a heat wave in Georgia, Atlanta, and I arrived, and these very tall men were wearing Tom Baker outfit. Big wigs, big hats, big scarves, big coats, and a heat wave. I thought, these people are mad. These are your fans, they said. I said, wow. And then the women, they were more sensible. They were all dressed like Leela. I don't know if you remember Leela. Leela's got shabby leather, kind of very few clothes on.
Revealing.
Very revealing. But the only problem was the ladies who were wearing it were Michelin ladies. They were huge, hello. So it was a bit scary. That was my introduction to conventions and Doctor Who. Personal day before I embarrassed myself.
Was it sad when you couldn't play the Doctor anymore?
Was it sad? Yes, it was sad really. And it was also a little bit cheeky because I took over and did it. Patrick Troughton had told Peter Davidson had told me that we only do 3 years. And so when I got the job, I thought I'll only do 3 years, and then I'll go on to something else. But then when I got to the second year, they said to me, "We want to book you for a 4th year." And I thought, well, I'm not sure. And then they said, well, if you don't do a 4th year, we will not do a 3rd year. I thought, well, what a responsibility. So I'd better do it. So I said, yes, I'll do the 4th year. And they twisted my arm, and I got my head round it and thought, wow, that's good, I'll do another 4th year. Then when it came to the end of the 3rd season, we finished it. I was expecting to go on to a 4th season. The then during the summer, I got a phone call from the producer saying, Sylvester, I've just phoned you up to tell you I've sent you a letter. I said, great, thank you. He said, I may as well tell you what's in the letter. And I thought, why even bother sending the letter? And he said, we've decided we're not going to carry on with the full season, we're going to put it into hiatus. Because some film company wanted to make a film of it, and they didn't want it on telly, blah, 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 blah. And then for 9 years, they forgot to bring it out of hiatus. So I was pissed off, annoyed, not very happy, but I'm an actor and we're used to that kind of thing. You do a job, it finishes, and you go on to the next. And there was lots of other work to do, so I forgot it for 9 years and then came back. Is it me? Hey, it's a game, isn't it?
One here in the front.
What are your thoughts on Torchwood?
Torchwood. What's Torchwood?
Never seen it either.
I think the lead actor in it is absolutely brilliant. I think he's a wonderful character. Off stage, have you met him?
Who?
Yes, that's me. Oh God! She said his name is Oh God.
I haven't met him yet, thank God.
Anyway, who am I talking about? Somebody must know. John Barrowman.
Never met him.
I mean, well, he's outrageous. He's great. He's incredibly talented, and I hate him. Anyway, no, I don't really. He's terrific. Okay, so you haven't seen Torchwood, you can't comment on it.
I can't.
Terrible, isn't it? So, anyone up here want to ask a question? Ask a question.
I like Columbo.
Columbo, yeah.
That's my show.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, we only have time for one more question.
One more thing.
One more thing.
What's your question?
Is it true that in Great Britain nobody calls anybody when Dr. Who is on?
Yes. He lied.
Yep.
There was a time in the early days when there was only, say, 2 television stations in Britain where, especially when the Daleks were on, upstaging blackguards that you are, the streets were empty. I mean, there's a photograph of, actually just emptied the streets. Everyone was watching, terrified of the Daleks and hiding behind the couch. And I'm
I
sure...
always hear this story of people hiding behind couches. When I grew up, the couch was always up against the wall. How big are these people's living rooms? Is what I'm starting to wonder. Like,
Oh yes, you lived in the shoebox.
Yeah.
Yeah, well you were lucky. You had a shoebox.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
We had to get up before we went to bed.
Yeah. We lived in the middle of a motorway. But anyway, yes. No, people ask me about that. When I was on Doctor Who, when I was actually on, I used to hide behind the couch when I came on. But anyway, I suppose that's it. Is there any more questions?
I'm really sorry I could go on for this forever because I don't have to do any work, so I'm loving that. A big hand of applause again for Sylvester. Thank you so much.